This is Fiery. Fiery is adorable. We love Fiery. Everybody should adopt a little Fiery in your life. MediaTek recently invited me on a trip to India, which was a trip of a lifetime really, so of course I had to go. While there, I had the opportunity to review 2 MediaTek powered phones that are not only new brands for me, but these are my first international market smartphones. You can still find these in the United States, but the Lava Agni 3 5G is sold for the Indian market while manufactured in India, while the Oppo Find X8 Pro is made in China. Now for both of these reviews, I will explain the pros and cons of each phone and compare how these phones differ to what we usually see in our own US market. The Oppo review will be uploaded as a separate video. Now MediaTek did gift me this phone as well as the other content creators who went to their event in India. However, MediaTek also has no editorial control over this video. Say hello to the Lava Agni 3 5G, which is a phone that is priced at 20,999 Indian rupees, which is about 250 USD. At 250, the specs of this phone are bound to surprise you. We are paying way too much for phones here in the USA, and you're gonna see why in a little bit. So out of the box, you get the Lava Agni 3, you get a Type-C cable, a charger comes with some models, which is so cool. There's also a SIM ejector tool and a protective case. This is the protective case that comes with it. However, I don't have it on for the review, so you can actually see the phone in its full glory. You've also got 2 colors to choose from. Those are heather glass and pristine glass. But the really fascinating thing about this Android 14 phone is that it also comes with a free phone replacement. Yes, you heard me right. Within 1 year, for any hardware issues, you can get an instant replacement. It also comes with 4 years of security updates and upgrades for 3 more generations of Android. Now, if you're finding this video helpful, a subscribe would mean so much to me. Subscribing is a very simple way, and it's free, to show me which videos you find helpful and valuable, and it also tells me which direction I should be taking my channel in. Also, I want to say a big shout out to Anonymous and Chicago 333 for supporting my videos. You can join them and support my channel by going over to patreon.com/ShannonMorse for perks like early access to my videos and my private Discord. As usual, all the videos on my channel are free to watch, and I thank my YouTube members and my Patreon patrons for making that possible. Thank you so much, Morse. So the Agni 3 feels a little bit heavy at 7.48 ounces, and it also has a curved edge design. Now the back is a matte finish and it is plastic. The front is glass. This phone is IP64 dust and water resistant as well. Now one of the really cute features of this phone is the InstaScreen on the back, which you saw at the beginning of this video. A secondary 1.74-inch AMOLED display is on the back. It's limited to very few widgets. There's about 7 of them that you can actually use. There's a camera viewfinder for selfies, which I found very useful. Music controls. There's also this animated virtual pet, and his name is Fiery, which is so cute. Unfortunately, you can't really interact with it yet, but it's mostly just there for like your fun vibes. I do think though, if you had kids, being able to put Fiery on a screen right next to the lenses can be a killer feature to get them to actually look at the lens when you're trying to take a photo of them. I did find that the viewfinder was really helpful for framing, so I could use the higher resolution rear cameras for all of my selfies. Now the main screen it's really beautiful. It's a main 6.78-inch AMOLED screen. It's very vibrant. It has a full HD plus resolution, so that's going to be at 1200 by 2652 pixels, 429 pixels per inch, so still pretty dense pixels. 120 Hertz refresh rate, awesome. HDR10 plus support. Now when I was walking around the Taj Mahal, the 1200 nits brightness did make it a little bit harder to see the screen, but for usual viewing, it is stunning. The vibrancy is really great for videos. I do wish that resolution was just a little bit higher. That's one of the features that we lose at that price point. But the Lava Agni 3 also has a triple camera setup on the back. There's a 50 megapixel primary shooter with OIS. There's an 8 megapixel telephoto lens with 3 times optical zoom, and there's also an 8 megapixel ultra wide. So the shutter speed is a little bit slower than what I'm used to, so I did have to take my pictures at a bit of a slower pace. The cameras are decent and well lit environments, but they do struggle with some of the finer details and some of the dynamic range. So for example, my rear camera photos of the Taj Mahal, they're crisp. They got lots of detail, great color balance, but there's tons of light happening there. But in lower light, the photos were bright, but some of them came out grainy or a little bit blurry, and you can see examples here. Portrait mode was actually pretty decent for those blurry backgrounds. Now, I found that the main lenses did not give me the natural blurry background that I really like to get in pictures with lower aperture. Now, if you do use that InstaScreen for rear camera selfies, make sure to turn on the beauty filter, and I don't say that because I like beauty filters necessarily. Without it, the lenses over sharpened and over accentuated my natural wrinkles and even my dimples. So it made me look older than normal, and it made my natural skin texture look harsher than it should be. It made me look kind of weird, and I didn't really like it. It didn't look good. Now, with the front-facing 16 megapixel camera, I was pretty satisfied with the selfies. I did not turn on beauty mode for any of these, but the lens did a quality job of not over sharpening us, and the colors were a little bit less saturated, but it still got the job done. Video recording was steady with the main lens, but whenever I zoomed in, it lost that stabilization. The audio also sounded kind of muted, almost like you're in a tunnel or like that watery vibe. It sounded a little weird, not well balanced.
In a weird way, there's just
because the windows are symmetrical.
This one with like the old lady trying to pass by.
They're symmetrical to the
I know, that's so great.
Yeah.
That is great.
I'm just gonna like Photoshop that. I'm gonna say, hey, can you send me that one? I want to put them in the background of mine. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Under the hood, the Agni 3 houses the MediaTek Dimensity 7300X chipset, which is optimized for dual screen devices. Now, it holds its own in my wildlife extreme benchmarks, but for real life, it is snappy whenever I'm multitasking. In gaming, I was playing Genshin Impact on this thing. It did not lag. The graphics look great at medium settings. It also did not get super hot in hand. It stayed a very comfortable warmth the whole time, with that warmth being distributed pretty evenly across the casing on the back. It also sports either 128 or 256 gig UFS 3.1 storage with 8 gigs of RAM. I would recommend increasing to the 256 gig option just to make sure you have tons and tons of storage available for all of your apps as well as all of your pictures. Especially if you do a lot with social media and photography and videography, you want to make sure that you're getting 256 gig. I feel like 128 going into 2025 is way too low for a smartphone. Now, the one that I am testing is the 256 gig model, and that one also includes a charger in the box, so you do get that bonus as well. Now, software-wise, this is a total win. Android 14 out of the box, no bloatware whatsoever, no ads, and they promise updates for 3 years, security for 4 years. Now, that's lower than some of the other ones out there on the market right now, I realize that, but you're still getting some updates. Also, this would be fun to jailbreak. I feel like this would be a really good phone to put another operating system on. I wonder if I should try that. It is very clean though. It's very intuitive and exactly what I would want from a mid-range phone. The Lava Agni 3 packs in a 5,000 milliampere hour battery that lasts a full day of moderate use. Like, here are my battery tests on the screen. You can see the battery percentages at the top, and you can also see my screen on time. It was long. Like, I went to bed before the thing died, so I was pretty happy with it. Plus, the 66 watt charger juices it up from 0 to 100% in about 50 minutes or so, and 0 to 50 in 19 minutes. So you can get a pretty quick charge with this. Heads up, the included charger is an India charger, so you will need to use a different one for other wall plugs, especially if you're here in the United States and you import this phone. Any USB-C charger though will suffice. It'll work with pretty much anything. Just know if you don't have one that is 66 watts, then you're gonna miss out on those super quick charging speeds. Now, Lava also added an action key, and this thing is really fun to use. It's customizable. It's this really cool customizable button on the side that can take screenshots. It can toggle the flashlight. You can start recording, like screen recording. You can open different applications. I like that you can also set it to do 3 different things with a click, a double click, or a long press. Now, that's kind of similar to the iPhone that I recently reviewed, and it can be really useful if you are consistently and constantly doing some sort of quick task. But in the case case of this one, you can use it for all sorts of things. It's super cool. Now, a few other specs to touch on. The stereo speakers are a little bit tinny, but they do get very loud. The speed tests on Wi-Fi were great on my Wi-Fi 7 network. Now, this does support up to Wi-Fi 6E, keep that in mind. And the fingerprint scanner is optical and it's under the display. It's pretty quick and reliable though. I want to do more with that second screen. I want it to be more customizable. I want to be able to like interact with Fiery, and like if I waved to Fiery, I don't know, he puts up his paw and tries to give me a high five or something. I do prefer better cameras as well, but I'm also a content creator, so I realize my use case prioritizes those cameras. But if you're into cool, innovative features, really fast charging, excellent screen on time, and you don't mind the average cameras, then this phone is a solid buy, especially if you want to play some video games and you don't care if it's at the highest graphics quality. This phone can actually manage some really good gaming. It's not perfect, but I love its unique qualities, and I love that it's priced so well. It's a really good price. Bye, y'all. And for Patreon members and YouTube members, make sure to stick around on my channel for a bonus video all about this phone and my trip to India.